Hi, my name's Mundy. I'm a Djiringanj traditional owner of the area, descendant of the Djiringanj people. I'm here to talk about the Aboriginal Reserve down at Blackfellows Lake, at a little place called Ngarigo, which is next to a little place called Tathra on the far south coast. This is the left ridge of the reserve, which looks down into Blackfellows Lake. The reserve was gazetted in 1893 to my great-grandfather, Jack Hoskins. Blackfellows Lake was gazetted to my great-grandfather, Jack Hoskins. It was also an area where the Jack Hoskins and people like my other great-grandfather, Mundy, were bringing the Brumbies down from the Snowy Mountains in the late 19th century, as early as 1870 and 1880, to Blackfellows Lake, where they rested the horses, the Brumbies. They would have come through areas like through Bombala, Cathcart, down to Mount Tangawangalo, through to Canlo, and then into Bega. Blackfellows Lake was also an area where, you know, my father and we used to come down and go fishing in Blackfellows Lake. But even after Jack Hoskins, my great-grandfather, died, it was still occupied by the family, the Hoskins families, and and the Hattie-Gatties. We lived down there on the reserve after Jack Hoskins died in 1900. The Aboriginal Reserve was a reserve within our traditional boundary, and this is where we lived before we moved into places onto Wallaga Lake and Bega Valley area. So this is where the old Monero people come and lived with the Djiringanj people to break the horses and that in. So a traditional area where they would have had, ceremonies and still perform initiations around the area. And still today, this is a sacred area. It's still got a lot of cultural values to us as descendants of the Djiringanj people. We still have strong spiritual connection to this land. This is where we're spiritually connected to because of our apical ancestors lived here. Also an area where there's traditional grass growing around the lake that would have been used by the old by the women to make traditional baskets as well. So it's got a lot of native grass here that we used as part of traditional basketry, and a lot of bush tucker fruiters around here would have been grown as well, that we would have eaten, things like Djiringanj and all that, as well as lily pillies and that. It was a very special place, and it still is a special place today.